Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into your bonus read. This is a bonus read for my viewers because I normally only release one video a week, but I decided to go ahead and splurge. I'm feeling good, feeling energetic, and do an extra bonus read for you guys. So this is a free roam random a la carte reading, okay? Which means that it's just going to be one reading, but if you're here, there is likely a message in the reading for you, or you can stick around and watch it strictly for entertainment purposes. I would love to have you here in any case, okay? So we've got the John Holland Psychic cards already pre-shuffled, and I am going to use the romantic fairies and get some messages as well. And we're going to start with that. This is a romantic or love reading for those of you who are just tuning in. So if you have a person of interest, go ahead and think about them. Angel spirits and guides for all of my viewers, for the strongest collective energy, for everyone who is watching. What guidance do you have for them in this reading, please? What guidance do you have for them in this reading? So let's get some clarity and some guidance for our pre-shuffled cards there, as well as just general overall guidance for the viewer regarding their person of interest right now. For everyone who's tuned in. You actually wanted two. Of course you did. Let go of control issues, allow the situation to unfold naturally, and heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. The back of the deck, we've got pay attention to red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So I think it's safe to say that the need for a heart-to-heart conversation has to do with something about control issues and red flags, right? Now, red flags are indicators. They're not necessarily deal breakers, but they can become deal breakers if they are left to fester instead of addressing and bringing clarity to them and communicating about them. So I'm getting that these cards are telling us that, well, first off, you know, a heart-to-heart conversation needs to be had and is likely going to be had for a lot of you with your person of interest. And you are being guided and advised to honestly discuss your feelings with each other, because you cannot change and fix what you don't acknowledge. And this can be too like your person of interest wanting or needing to do this with the let go of control issues. And that's why it kind of felt like when two cards came out when I was only trying to get one, it was like somebody was impressing their will upon me, okay? I don't always feel that way when I get more than one card when I intend to get one, but this time I certainly did, and so I wasn't at all surprised to see that it was a control issue card. So there is some issues of control here. If it's you, viewer, your guidance is to allow the situation to unfold naturally, but honestly, I feel like a lot of you are already doing that. Have really made strides in that direction, and that part of the problem, one of the red flags here for this connection, is that your person has difficulty letting things unfold naturally. Okay, that could be the red flag that is affecting the connection, or one of them. I'm going to set these to the side, and I'm going to get you the romantic fairies as well, because I just love these cards. They're so cute. And so continue thinking about your person of interest the whole time that I'm shuffling here. What other clarity or guidance? That was fast. And again, we've got two. Twin flame recognition. You know the soul that mirrors your own. It's a lovely card. Regardless of what label you put on your connection, there is an intensity to this connection. There are issues within it that have been quite challenging, very challenging, in fact. There's likely mirroring going on in this connection. You know, again, regardless if you call this your life partner, your soulmate, or your twin flame, there's mirroring going on. So whether you're aware of this or not, you and your person are quite similar and are reflecting yourselves back to and from each other, okay? And it does show that, you know, your partner does recognize the value in this connection. Like, they are seeing you and understanding this connection more. Then we've got signs and clues, and this is because they're receiving signs and clues about you. You could be receiving signs and clues about them. I'm hearing through songs, through television, through different things like that. Like when I was shuffling these cards and meditating and preparing to do this reading, I was getting a lot of different like movie images and things like that. So I'm not surprised to see this card come through. It says the universe is talking to you, and it was and is certainly talking to me right now about this connection. So let's see what else. We've got the twin flame recognition and signs and clues. So it could be too that you know, you guys are sticking out a tough time in this connection when other people would have given up because you both know there is something deeper even magical. I'm drawn to like the sparkles around this couple, something magical or magical feeling about this connection. And it's because you are manifesting one another. And when we do that, we do see extra signs and clues. But when we think about somebody strongly and they think about us and the connection is strong, then we do tend to have the universe talk to us more, okay? So for some of you, that is part of the reason why you have or will continue to stick out this connection. And I feel like it goes for your person as well, okay? Let's get some messages. So what would the viewer's person of interest honestly say to the viewer if they had no filter, please? Show us what we need to see to understand. What would their person of interest want to say? We've got, I'm looking for someone a little more high maintenance and fancy than you are. Okay. So try not to be triggered out there, guys. This could be past energy or energy that's leaving. And since it is a general reading, you don't have to take it if it doesn't resonate. But I do feel like we are dealing with an individual who, you know, wanted someone a little more like high maintenance, a little bit fancier. That is Queen of Pentacles energy. Queen of Pentacles is beautiful. She does tend to be more practical and down to earth. So she might, you know, put her hair into a bun instead of straighten it every day. She might just wear like a little lip gloss instead of doing a full face of makeup, or they're just different things that can represent. Like at some point, an issue for this person, for those that resonates with, is that they were wanting, I'm hearing like more of a challenge, but also just wanting someone that was a little bit more, you know, fancy, like it says, right? Maybe looking like a little bit more like her with her head wrap on, and it's lace, and she's got her red lipstick and her gold earrings and her fancy little fan. Whereas maybe for whatever reasons you were, you know, dressing more like this one, which is just kind of like more casually, more muted tones. She's got like, looks like she's got like a jug on her shoulder, and she's got a kid underneath her arm. So she's busy, she's practical, you know. She doesn't have time for a lot of fuss with regard to her looks all the time. But despite that, your person, it looks like they are still seeing your beauty, and they're seeing past that. But let's see what else they have to say. One more shuffle there. Okay. We've got, you're everything I want in a partner. I'm open to starting a family with you. Okay, and you guys are going to see why that's interesting. So basically, this person is seeing your value, seeing your beauty now, whereas they didn't before. Bottom line, takeaway, regardless of that statement exactly applies or not, they are seeing you in a higher light. They are valuing you more. This is Empress energy, so they are seeing you as someone that, you know, you really do tick all their boxes for them. Okay. You know, people change, and what they desire in a partner changes. And you know, this sort of a relationship is a catalytic relationship, right? It is something that inspires transformation and change. It does sort of welcome the universe to act upon it and sort of guide it and mold it and direct it, because it is a special connection. Basically, it is something that is, you know, that is a little bit deeper, a little bit more profound, not run-of-the-mill, not just like an arranged marriage or arranged relationship or something like that. This is something that is a little bit like fairy tale energy, but it happens, you know. So I'm going to set these to the side, and there was one more deck that was calling to me of the message decks that I haven't used in a while, so I'm going to get one more from this deck. All right, and what would the person of interest say to the viewer if they had no fear? What would they add? I remember every detail of that day. We've got, I am not available at the back. So at some point, this person was not available to you. I'm getting, some of you, this person didn't answer your call, left you on red, or lied to you and said they were busy when they were not, because they simply didn't want to be available to you. Okay, so I'm sorry to hear that, guys. But they're coming clean today, and they think about that. They recall and remember every detail of that day. It is referring to a day, I feel, where, you know, this person was not available for whatever reasons. So let's get into these cards. So this is how we're going to do it. The first card's going to represent the energy of the viewer towards the connection. The second card's going to represent the dynamic between you and your person of interest. The third card's going to represent their energy towards the connection. And then we're going to have an outcome card, which is a large message from spirit in the future of the connection, okay? So I'm going to set the outcome card off to the side. And we've got number 17, Hope. So that is Aquarius energy. Somebody could have that strong in their chart. Don't have to. Next, we've got Spiritual Strength. This is the John Holland Psychic Tarot, by the way. That is the 9 of Wands. Excuse me. And then we've got Disruption in reverse. That's the Tower, number 16. So the 7, you know, this reduces to 7. 7 is a very spiritual number. It does show that this connection was unexpected. I feel like the way that this person feels about you, and maybe even the way you feel about this person, you know, was unexpected. I feel like this person and you both had growing to do in order to have this connection. This connection does feel like a dream come true, or it has the potential to really come into, I mean, it's a very romantic notion, the twin flames, like regardless of if you believe in it literally or not. I think we've all known people who just fit together, or who end up together in a happy relationship, you know, despite all odds. So there is always that sort of really romantic fairy tale quality to certain relationships for certain lucky individuals, regardless of if the relationship lasts a lifetime or not. And so if you know, you know. And I feel like this is really calling to me. I feel like this person has kept themselves sort of bricked in, and they're doing that now, but they're not going to be able to do it much longer. So we're going to start with your energy. So with the Hope card in this deck, okay? For the general collective who are watching, your energy towards this person is, it's like no matter what, you have hope in this connection. Okay, and that's probably what's manifesting changes, manifesting this person seeing signs and clues, manifesting this heart-to-heart conversation, the realization that somebody needs to allow a situation to unfold naturally and stop fighting it, stop resisting. So yeah, this is really beautiful, illuminated energy here. It does show, you know, some of you have been praying on this connection, like literally praying, if not just consciously manifesting it. You have been praying for this person, for this connection, to transcend its limits, to have success, to get this person out from behind their brick wall that they've put up against this connection at some point. You're wanting recognition from this person. Others of you are also, you're also manifesting wealth. I feel like that's an additional message too. Oh, I just noticed there is a figure in here. I didn't even notice that. So the hands are out. The hands have portals. The portals channel energy. But regardless of how you feel about that esoteric stuff, we do see the sun there, which the sun is, it looks like a sun in the hands, is representative of very strong creative energy. It represents warmth and creativity, optimism, enthusiasm. This person has their hands out holding that. It's like a manifestation, and inside is the figure of a person. So again, that just gives more credence to what I was just saying, that this person, you're manifesting them in, and you never gave up hope. Like if this is your reading, and you're not just here because you want to see how the story unfolds, but you're actually invested in, like, this is resonating, then this is something that that you've never given up hope on. It's like no matter what it looks like now, you have kept hope alive, and you are manifesting wish fulfillment here. I do feel like that. Okay, some of you have already seen signs and glimpses, maybe through contact, or through some other sort of gesture from this person, like indications from the universe that your hope is paying off and that there is a wish to be granted here. And especially with the Tower over here with the disruption card. You know, that does show that what seems like a huge loss is actually an incredible blessing in disguise. Because if this person was resisting change or being too much in their ego, which the Tower does talk about that, it's basically a castle built on sand. It's like a symbolic indication of somebody, you know, placing their superficial values or beliefs, you know, above all else, and that can never stand for long. The human spirit is that of illumination, that of light. We can see the light behind. Do you see this? Holding the sun in one's hands, manifesting this man out from behind the bricks, coming forth, you know, unencumbered through the light that you are manifesting, creating, and directing towards this person's, breaking them free from their walls here. It's pretty amazing. I love these cards. I'm liking it. So, yeah, with what I was saying with the Tower, because the star comes after the Tower, right? 16 and 17. So no matter what it looks like now, you know, whatever might have seemed like a huge loss, you know, in the past or even at present, it's actually been an incredible blessing in disguise, because you've allowed this person to experience their ego death, or their impending ego death. And more than likely you've experienced one too, but you're like ahead of this person. Like you're already healing from whatever the ego death or painful ending that you experienced in this connection. That's, you're already like ascended past that. You're healing. You've found hope again if you lost it. This person is on the brink of finding that hope again, but they're resisting a bit, okay? So the dynamic being the spiritual strength, you definitely both have grown in your spiritual strength. And these kind of relationships are to teach spiritual lessons anyway. And it looks like the spiritual lessons was about putting your ego aside and really valuing what is important in a person. So this person is saying that they see now that you are everything that they ever wanted in a partner, and that they actually even want a family with you, for a lot of you, right? So this is saying that, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, I feel like this person is shifting. They tried to hold on to their old ways of looking at things, and they're still doing that to some extent, but that's definitely shifting, and that's part of what this connection came together to do, to be catalytic in that way, to be a catalyst to positive change and enlightenment and things like that. So that's the lessons that we're seeing, and to just plain grow in spiritual strength. The spiritual strength card is, like I said, the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is Moon in Sagittarius. That Sagittarius are very strong individuals, and but right now the dynamic is one of, like, see how he's got like this temple on his shoulders. That statue behind him is like holding up the building. It's kind of how it feels right now. So this connection is on the brink. That, you know, to be honest, and if it hasn't experienced an ending, it's like on the brink of experiencing an ending, or it has already experienced an ending, and now one or both of you is considering throwing in the towel and just saying, you know, it's just too hard. I definitely don't get that it's the viewer, but your combined energy is one of feeling like maybe this is just too hard, and that's understandable under the circumstances, okay, of what I'm picking up and what I've said. It's like understandable. Like one or both of you, you know, really only has one more fuck to give. Sorry, one more try to give. Seriously, you know, someone here is just exhausted and hanging on by a very thin thread. It looks like it's more your person than anybody. Their resistance is futile, okay, but they continue to try to block the connection on an earthly level. I feel like their higher selves are aware, and again, they're getting clues and signs from the universe about the depth of this connection, what it really means, and the compatibility that exists, as well as the love between the two of you. Like they're seeing that. They're having to see that. It's being, you know, imposed upon them. But it doesn't, it is not an easy lesson. It's, you know, and like I said, you both are learning tons from this connection, and you have certainly grown in strength from it too, and how could you not? But still there is more work in this connection than fun. So, you know, that in mind, this card really does beg the question, is your person of interest being supportive of your emotional needs? Now, are they really trying? Not just talking, but taking action, okay? And if so, cool, then hang on a little bit longer if you want to. But if not, you know, you just have to consider, yeah, you can do what you want, but, you know, just consider that you need to take better care of yourself, you know, since apparently you're the only one doing that. And don't put up with this kind of lack of support much longer, okay? For some of you, you really are not seeing any effort from this person, and to some extent, that is acceptable when we realize that, you know, our outer reflects our inner, and the 3D reality and circumstances don't always reflect, you know, what we're manifesting, what we're a vibrational alignment to. And you're in a vibrational alignment to something greater, something better than what you're experiencing now. Like you've really come into a higher vibrational energy. So you are manifesting great things, but it's just a matter of like, how much longer can you hold out? That is the question here. So do take care of yourself in the meantime. Take really good care of yourself, and, you know, don't put up with this tension or this lack of support from your person, you know, forever. Like, and I feel like you guys already know that. Like, you're gonna give this one more try. You're just gonna hold on a little bit longer, but some of you need to hear, like, you can't hold on indefinitely. So, because you remember what happened to Bonnie and Clyde, right? There is such a thing as being too ride or die. Just saying. So some of you needed to hear that. But we're moving on to this person's energy towards this connection. So this is the Tower in reverse, and I feel like your person of interest is dealing with some heavy outside pressure right now, and they are trying not to let that tower come tumbling down. Like, they are resisting. They are plugging their ears. They are saying la 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 while plugging their ears and stomping their foot and trying not to let that tower come tumbling down. Some of you, it literally is like something in their life that's falling apart, but the Tower and Disruption cards are symbolic, as all tarot is. It could just be representing, you know, an argument or something like that. But it does show, you know, outside pressure at the very least, and or outside interference bearing down on this connection and bearing down on your person. So is that why maybe the Nine of Wands is here? The Nine of Wands is here. Like, you guys are on thin ice, hanging on by a thin thread due to this outside pressure or the pressure from the universe on this person, due to something trying to end here, so something new can be reborn and built on a more solid foundation. Those are interesting questions. I feel like your person really could use some self-care too. You both could. Of course, it looks more like, to me, from where I stand, that your person is the one doing this to themselves. And so, but just being very rigid is a bad place to be anyway, because when you're very rigid, you snap in half more easily. Like, you need to be more flexible. This person needs to, what did we say earlier? They need to let go of control issues and allow the situation to unfold naturally instead of resisting it. Instead of resisting it out of fears or old notions of the kind of partner that they thought they would end up with, or old ideas about, you know, this or that. So whatever the reason is, the universe is having to bear down on this person, and it is putting strain on them and indirectly putting strain on this connection, or more directly in some cases. So they need some self-care. You know, often the Tower will indicate that whatever is happening outside of their control. You know, but for some of you who are watching, your person ignored a whole lot of warning signs, a whole lot of red flags, and or refused to change bad habits or bad patterns, and now the major upset is here from the universe to force change upon them. Okay, so in that case, I feel like, you know, a lot of those red flags were their own red flags, that they're not following the GPS of the universe. Like, you're not my mama, you can't tell me what to do, but they're just rebelling against themselves, rebelling against, you know, their love, their soulmate, and what will bring them the most happiness, the spiritual connection, in many cases. Okay, so rebelling against themselves. So let's look at the outcome. What is the outcome or big message from Spirit? Spirit wants you to know right now, viewer. This is why I said this card was interesting for coming out, because they're the same card. You're the Empress. If you're the feminine watching, we all have masculine and feminine within us. You're the Empress. If you're a man or masculine, this is your person. Fertility. And look at how wide open her heart is. And I love just like the illumination from yet again some more yellow light, which, you know, we see a theme coming from you all the way to your person. As they resist, doesn't matter, because you are sort of like alive with this energy. And even you can see it passing behind the statue that's holding up the world there, or the building, that this connection has been so strengthening for both of you. And so it doesn't have to be hard, is what your person needs to learn. They're making it harder than it needs to be. But it's not because they don't see your value and your worth. If they don't, then they're going to experience a tower moment that will reveal that to them and make it very evident so that they cannot deny it anymore. With this Empress, there's no other way to interpret it, because that's who she is, right? That's what this means as an outcome. So what else it means as an outcome is marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. So it is possible that marriage is affecting this connection, or will in the future. You could end up marrying this person, or just rest assured, at the very least, you as the feminine especially, and even if you're not, if you're here for feminine, will end up in a happy marriage, because again, that is what she means in the outcome. So for others of you, it could be, you know, that this, you know, a marriage is affecting this connection in some other way as well. So, you know, this definitely, though, could be in your future, and, or, like I said, if you're masculine, this could be who you end up with. So what is she like? So, okay, maybe you can identify with this viewer, maybe you can't, but I feel like this is the energy that especially the feminines are coming into. She is luxurious, okay? But the thing is, especially this particular card, for some reason, I don't know if it's like the leaves coming out of her hair, the blue behind her, just the serene expression on her face, it feels like she's a little out of touch, you know, from living an insulated, comfortable life. And this is who the Empress is. This is in your future. So being a little out of touch, but very comfortable. And, you know, this Empress has the purest of intentions. That's not stupidity. That is sweetness in a cynical world. Don't get it mixed up, okay? So she is also the height of femininity, feminine power, and very sexy too. And at the very least, she represents the blossoming that occurs when a woman, you know, when a woman is properly loved by a man, she represents the blossoming that occurs as a result of that. Okay, so when I was saying earlier that I was getting like movie images as I was reflecting on these cards, you know, one of the things I was thinking of is like the original Rocky. So I was thinking Adrian in the original Rocky, when she goes from a shy wallflower to a full-on attractive woman. You know, she shows up on his doorstep in her stylish red coat and her beret hat and her knee-high boots, and he tells her, you could be a heartbreaker looking like that, very nice. And that's like this sort of thing that we're seeing here. So if, say you are a little bit on the plain side, you know, say you have been very practical and dressed practically because of that's just who you've had to be or whatever, the proper love from this individual, or whoever is the one you're going to happily end up with, it's going to cause a blossoming, like the flower, like the leaves coming out, blossoming, and you are going to come into your full feminine power, okay? This Empress is coming into her full feminine power. And also Talia Shire, the one who plays Adrian in that movie, she is a Taurus, and the Empress is a card that represents both Taurus and Libra energy. But regardless of your signs, that's just a side note that that goes along with that as well. So, you know, this outcome indicates, bottom line, you know, it indicates the resources. It also does that too. It indicates many resources or wealth, abundance. So this is the energy of being able to just do and go where you want to whenever you want to. So this is freedom. Freedom and lovemaking rolled into one. This is really good. I don't know about you. That sounds really good to me. Talking about first class and VIP. Now, it doesn't always have to be that exactly. Those are just examples. But the Empress enjoys an elevated lifestyle, okay? So we're seeing that. What else are we seeing? I mean, there's just so much to say about this card. Like, you know, the Empress can sometimes come across as being a little bit spoiled, but that is just her way, okay? Like I said earlier, she, I I mean, she's like the spoiled wife, basically. That's what she is. I think that's there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you've had to work really hard your whole life, if you were a single parent or anything like that. Like I don't know why this woman just represents, with that water jug on her shoulder, somebody that's labored and not had it easy and been in relationships where she wasn't seen or valued, or dealing with somebody who was rigid and controlling. Like the shadow side of the emperor, who is the counterpart to the empress, is rigid and controlling. And now we see the rigidity, being broken in half, crumbling. And that has a large part to do with your impact and influence on this person. So it's something that needs to happen for them to come into their power. Okay, so they can resist it all they want, and it's going to happen. And you guys are coming into union. So that's, I guess, most of what needs to be said here with her. So, just know that, even if she does come across seeming like she's a little out of touch, or a little naive even, or spoiled, this is just her way, and you're going to want to indulge her, okay? Because she really does have a heart of gold, or a heart of emerald in this case, because that's green, and green represents, healing and fertility. By the way, if if you are at all at risk of pregnancy, or being in the family way, or getting somebody in the family way, just know that that's likely to happen with this card, especially in the outcome, okay? And so take precautions if that's not something that you want. But she is a nurturing mother type figure, regardless of if she has children. She's just got that energy towards the people that she loves. And you're going to love your person, okay? And they're going to love you. You're going to love you very well. You wouldn't be here in the outcome if they didn't, okay? So, and if you're the masculine watching, and this is your person, and it's just, she likes to indulge in, it's best to look the other way when she indulges in her little extravagances, okay? Because she really is worth it. And she's very like pure, wifey, mothery, but also like sexy, and the hostess with the mostest material. She's like really good stuff. And if this is you, viewer, you're going to want to play up your femininity to be valued. The highest by your lover, right? And I don't feel like it's something that you're gonna have to contrive, right? So maybe, you were with this person. I mean, this is a perfect example of somebody not being nurturing, a feminine not being nurturing, not being nurtured, and therefore she is not nurturing towards this individual because he is not standing in his power. Trying to control and micromanage somebody. I mean, I actually had a relationship like that many years ago, because I'm not a spring chicken, so I have had many experiences in the realm of love. It's probably why I'm drawn to it. Just like, people who have struggled with their mental health, they're drawn to psychology, right? So you try to learn about the things that you've had to deal with. And I did, and this person was extremely controlling. Like, I couldn't go to the store. I couldn't see my friends. Like, and I was the very least, like, I'm the type of person that when I'm in love, I'm invested, I'm loyal and faithful. Like, you don't have to worry about anything. And that would have been obvious, and it was obvious to everyone around us except for him, because of his own issues and insecurity. And as a result of that, I did look beaten down. I didn't feel inspired to take care of myself because I wasn't being properly nurtured. So I could identify with this not being high maintenance and fancy, because all of my money went into the household, and because if I dressed too cute or wore my hair too cute, right, then that stimulated suspicion and jealousy. So it's like, why would I do that? So that's just an example of not being loved well, of an unhealthy masculine and feminine dynamic. So I feel that some of you can resonate with that. And that is the past of some of you in this connection. And it's also just showing the contrast between what this is not going to be going forward. Like, it's not going to resemble this at all, okay? It's going to resemble the Empress. The Empress is abundance and allowed to shine, allowed to radiate her light. And she's allowed to be in her full power. And so, like, my point is, you're going to want to play up your femininity. You're going to want to take better care of yourself. You're going to want to indulge in your manicures and your pedicures and your massages and getting your hair done and looking nice, because you want to, because this person is showing up for you and seeing you and recognizing you and valuing you and what's beautiful and good about your femininity as their counterpart, okay, as the yin to their yang, right? So I think that's really lovely. And the more, and the thing is, you're going to be feeding each other. So you're going to be feeding each other by them treating you well, then you treat them better, and the more that you feel good, the more you play yourself up and play up your femininity and be more in that divine feminine energy, and the more they're going to value you as a result of that. So it's just like this really positive circle, this really healthy, progressive circle, and very beneficial circle that you guys will be in. So in short, this is one of the happily ever after cards of the deck, especially here in the outcome, and especially with the star here. So it looks like, it looks like your relationship will win the championship belt after all, to keep with that Rocky analogy. It will win the championship belt. And rest assured that one way or another, this is where you're headed, okay? So I'm going to get you a little advice here from the manifestation deck, and please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below if you would like to, and share the video. It does support the channel. Check out my Instagram as well as my Soulmates Tarot Scope for your latest April 2022 predictions for love and money over on my other channel. Again, that's Soulmate Tarot Scopes. And if you'd like a private reading, my contact information is in the description box. So for all the viewers who are still watching at this point in the reading, what guidance do you have for them regarding this reading, please? Giving and receiving. Everything is energy. Reciprocity. Give, receive easily to others and yourself. Random acts of kindness. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. It feels like the connection for some could be one-sided, and you need to ask yourself, like, is this person attending to my needs, especially emotionally? Are they putting their money where their mouth is? Are they working on the connection with me? And if they're not, then you really need to start giving to yourself what they should be giving you, right? In other words, taking really good care of yourself. Like, the less that they're there for you, the more you have to be there for yourself. And others of you, this is simply about everything is energy. So the more that you give and the more grateful you feel, the more that you manifest what you want, which is this person coming to their senses. Whereas it's this person having their tower moment so that they can show up for you in a new way. Because tower moments are disruptive, but they're definitely not always bad, because it shows an end to the old and it leaves room for the new. And based on this energy, you want this present energy to end. And with the 9 being a number of completion or an ending, that's a good thing. The stress and strain that you've been experiencing with this person is coming to an end, whether they like it or not. Whether the universe is dragging them kicking and screaming or not, which is the case for some of you, that's happening. So to continue this positive trend that we're seeing here, you're going to want to make sure going forward that your relationships are one where you're giving and receiving easily with others, not just this person, and also to yourself, and maybe do some random acts of kindness as well. Okay, so reciprocity is big. And then at the back of the deck, we've got nature's timing. Things need to occur in proper order when the time is right. Don't try to control the situation. So some of you need to hear this. Let go of control issues. Don't try to control the situation. Allow it to unfold naturally in nature's timing. Yeah, because if you do so, you see this tree, it's like the tree of life and all the leaves, and see all the leaves that are in her hair, the Empress. To be the Empress, you have to let things occur naturally. Don't try to control the situation. You can continue to send love and light to this person and pray for the outcome that you want. Manifest if you're manifesting, but that's not the same thing as controlling, right? It isn't. It's instead making your intention known, setting it out to the universe, and then releasing it, and then being in the spirit of giving and receiving, being in the spirit of allowing good things to come to you, and feeling grateful every day for the things you already have and living from the end, feeling the feelings of having what you really want now. All of those things are positive things. They're not about control, okay? That's what I've got for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that made sense and was helpful. And again, please do like and subscribe and hit the bell so that you don't miss my next video. And I will talk to you guys next time.